We are back for what appears to be a somewhat ongoing bonus content type thing. For you see, Rico has some money burning a hole in his pocket. Is that right, Rico?
Yeah, I just got paid and I gotta get rid of it for
Or
burns
else,
that hole,
yeah.
you know.
So the question I have for you is, well, what has Rico been doing? Let's say it's a day and a half or so, because you guys were up really late with the whole vampire thing. So it's probably like maybe mid-afternoon the next day. And what's
So
Rico up to? How's he feeling?
he's feeling a little tired because he hasn't had his soy calf yet. He just
Hmm.
got out of bed and his soy calf machine broke. So that means he's gonna have to get out and actually pay for some soy calf.
That's no good. I mean, you know a place where you can get some pretty good soy calf.
I do.
Do.
So I'd
So
probably head
it's
over, buy some
the,
soy calf.
the spilled bean is your destination then?
Uh-huh.
All right. You will see that Hernando is got a bright, shiny smile with a clean, fresh smock. He is pleasantly attending to customers while Grinder grunts disgruntledly in the background preparing drinks. He what name does he know you by? I assume it's
Rico.
okay, so
That's
it is
what
just
I
Rico. I
just
guess that
Rico.
I guess that's not as bad as somebody who wants to go by something like Splatter or Handles. That's kind of weird to introduce yourself as a name, unless your parents were some kind of like super weirdo mecha hippies.
They joined the circus. That thing.
Poor Fenway. Which I guess I now understand where that name comes from with the whole Fenway Park thing. Instead of
Oh,
not
hey.
understanding until right. Yeah, good. I'm not the only one. Excellent. So Hernando will be like Rico, and then he'll kind of look at the clock. Afternoon special?
Please, I'm a little tired.
He will smile. It's good. You were up late working, yes?
Maybe.
You as a professional criminal will know that runners successfully completing jobs gets fixers a part of your part of money, a little bit of
Uh-huh.
cash. So when you do jobs well, he gets paid as well. So he's also happy for you. It's like good, good. Grinder will have it right up for you. And I can only imagine that this is a like 48-ounce giant big gulp of soy calf or
Oh,
something
yeah.
along those lines.
Rico when he gets his drink, he'll pull out his straw that he always carries and take it out from that.
I would ask why he always carries a straw, but I feel like after our second night together, we have moved past those kind of questions. I swear to God, if that comes up in a run sometime that you have a straw on you, I don't have words, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, you have your coffee. Hernando is beginning to attend to some plebeian customers. Grinder is grinding away.
I'll wave towards Hernando to when he's done with whoever he's talking.
Sure, it is a middle-aged human woman with a screaming child, and he has a bit of a look on his face of like, yep, I'm giving you the smile, but he will catch uh, your come hither eyes, as all bartenders are wont to look for, and he will excuse himself from the obnoxious woman and her screaming brat, and come over to you, throw up an elbow on the bar, and that classical like, "What can I do for you, friend?" As I
Um,
ruin all accents I try to do, and none of them are consistent.
I'm in need of transportation. I got some extra cash and I need to use it.
Yeah, I bet you have some extra cash, eh?
Yeah, thank you for that.
He'll give you a wink.
So, do you know a guy?
I know a guy. Yeah. He'll stroke his mustache a little bit. You may have seen him on the trids a little bit. Late nights he runs ads. He is more than legitimate, if you know what I mean.
I getcha.
Good, good. And he will give you a link to what I guess would be like a YouTube video.
All right. I watched the video.
Okay. Imagine, if you would, a used car lot covered in pennants and all kinds of crappy digital effects. There is a large, rotund man who is clean shaven, wearing a white suit and a white Stetson, and speaks with a very southern accent, encouraging all to come down to Big Bob's Big World of Used Autos, where he will treat you with the proper southern hospitality and get you an auto that you can both afford and enjoy.
I front forward to the end and just look in the description for his contact details.
Oh yeah, no, it's real big. Like there's a big sign in the background. It's Big Bob's Big World of Used Autos. It's pretty easy to find it. I mean, it's been repeated like 6 times at the end because that's how you get people to remember things. You just repeat it at them over and over again, like that Blimpie commercial.
So apparently, from memory, I'll drive up. I'll walk over, take the bus.
This is probably a bus type situation.
All right, I'll take the
Um,
bus.
Mostly because I don't imagine that all of this stuff is really super close located. I will come up with a location and forget about it, and then come up with a different location at another time for where Big's Bob's is.
Don't worry, I
Convenient,
probably won't remember that you
excellent.
messed up.
Um, Big Bob's Big World of Used Autos is conveniently on one of the main strips, so the bus stop will drop you off right in front of it. You will see a whole bunch of vehicles in a wide variety of methods. Not methods, I'm sorry, makes and models. Um, there is a small little office off on the one side of the lot, and you are free to do what you will.
I walk towards the office, I guess.
Sure. I'll remind you, you have open call to roll any dice you want, to ask any questions you want, if you want to do anything, or you could just go in and meet Mr. Big Bob.
Is there any side quests here that I need to look for? Any
I mean, you
exclamation
don't see
points?
anybody with exclamation points over their head, but
All right.
in the case if you wanted to say peruse the vehicles a little bit, or go say hi to Big Bob, or do anything along those lines, I wasn't sure.
All right, let's go see what he has for sale, car wise.
Sure. Do you have any kind of automotive related things? Knowledge,
Nothing.
skills. Excellent. You want to go ahead and just roll me a perception test?
All right. Is this visual?
Yeah. So with 2 hits, you'll notice that in the back there is a garage of some kind. It looks to maybe fit 2, maybe 3 cars, depending upon. Because Shadowrun has some very wonderful, super tiny, largest auto I could afford type cars, and it has like nice big vans. So you could probably fit between 2 or 3 cars in this garage to do various things. The other cars don't really seem super um, noteworthy in any real way, except for you will notice towards the back near this garage, there are a lot of them in this nice, wonderful primer gray color.
All right. What kind? Do I know what kind of cars they are?
There's a couple of different things. There's a bunch of Ford America cars. There's some Jackrabbits. There is some GMC Bulldogs. There's a couple of different bikes, a lot of different scoots, and just about every color they made for the last 2 years. Because what kind of respectable person would drive a Dodge Scoot? There is even a boat on like a boat trailer, not hooked up to anything, back by the garage.
All right, so I'll just walk in now, I guess.
Sure, it will be a pleasant little uh, bell chime from an actual bell in the corner as it comes in. Really small but kind of cozy room with a rotund human man in a white suit with a white Stetson, and he will look up from his paperwork, give you a great big jolly grin. Welcome to Big Bob's Big World of Used Autos. I'm Big Bob. How can I get you some help today.
I need something fast and with two wheels.
He will begin to get up from his desk. It takes him does like that, like go to get up and then kind of scoots the chair back and then continues getting up because he is a large man. Two wheels, my son. Well, those things are mighty dangerous and a little bit of a death trap, but goddamn, they are fun to ride. We'll get you out there. We'll get you into a. He's gonna give you a look up and down. What are you wearing?
Um, Probably just some plain clothes. Would it be okay to wear an armored jacket, or is that too much?
Yeah, that's not super out of the ordinary most places. This is only like a C zone or something, so like cops will come. It'll take them several minutes, so maybe err on the side of caution.
All right. So let's say I'm wearing my designer cloak over my armored jacket.
Is your designer cloak the kind that makes you look like a pretentious douchebag with a cloak, or is it actually uh, functional?
It's actually functional
Okay,
because I'm not that kind of douchebag.
you're the window jumping out, silver bullet carrying kind of douchebag.
Exactly.
Gotcha. And he will come around and he will place an arm upon your shoulder and then begin to guide you out of his little office. He has to stop at the door to let you go first because the two of you won't fit side by side. Now, you see here, my son, the Harley Davidson is an American classic. I have a couple of them right over here. They are pristine, as one might find, and he'll begin to walk you in their direction, begin to tell you all kinds of things about horsepowers, RPMs, and the American heritage that the Harley Davidson represents.
I interrupt him halfway through, and I'm like, "Do you have anything that goes faster?"
You'll feel his shoulder that he's got his arm around your shoulder kind of slump a little bit. It's like, well, I do have a couple of these uh, Suzuki. I do have a couple of these other cars that are from the foreign markets. Now I don't discriminate. I'll take any trade in any man is willing to part with in the hopes of bettering himself. But right over here, he's going to take you over to where there are a couple of looks like there's about 3 primer gray Suzuki Mirages.
Nice. I look him over.
Okay, they look like Suzuki Mirages that are all the same color. Um, if you want to give me an observe in detail, which is just your visual perception plus 3, we can do that, and I can give you a couple more details. Ooh, boy. So as you are looking at these things, you will notice that one of them is missing like the brakes on the handlebars. One of them's missing something else that looks important that you're not really sure what it is, but the other two have it. This one doesn't. One of them has a couple of what might be bullet holes or places where it was hit with things, and the dents have been mostly banged out. And you may ask me any questions you wish because you got a million hits.
Okay. Do any of these look souped up in any way, shape, or form? Like any
Um,
special modifications?
the one's got a thing on the back of the muffler. Uh, if you had some automotive knowledge, I could give you more details on that. Um,
So does anyone? Are any of these like running condition besides because one's broken, the other one's missing a part?
so Big Bob will see you give a look up. It's like, now I don't want you to be distressed, my son. I have a man. He's over here in my garage. And he'll turn and point towards the garage. He is a miracle worker. These these are just clay. They are not yet art. Now, art can be a little fancy, but when it is custom art, I can assure you it is worth every dollar. And he specifically says dollar, not nuyen, because he's from the cast.
All right. So I'll hand him my list of extras that I want because I totally wrote it down.
Does that include the illegal things?
Um, Yes.
Okay. So is it a physical list like you wrote down on a piece of paper or like the back of a cereal box or
It's probably on the back of an empty cereal box
sure.
because Rico doesn't have that kind of money.
Sure. So Big Bob is gonna look at this and then he's gonna kind of look up at you with just his eyes, like keeping his face down towards the paper. And he's gonna come around, he's gonna loop his other arm around your shoulders, and he's gonna be like, son, I regret to inform you, several of the things here are illegal for a person such as myself to sell. Now, I can tell you're a good-natured boy, so I will. Whew, and he kind of starts waving himself with the list a little bit. I will not have to inform the authorities, because, somebody must have led you down a dark path.
It was a pretty dark one. So, and then I take the list and start walking away.
Um, that is not what I was expecting you to do. Okay. Um, what, you have a com code you're flying, right? Is that like your normal
Yeah,
everyday thing?
it's on. No, it's one of my cheap meta links.
Okay. So Big Bob will kind of watch you leave, and he'll, after a moment where you actually, are you going back and just like waiting for the bus, or are you,
I'm
uh,
walking out. Yeah, just leaving.
okay. He will watch you go for a minute, and then we'll head back to his office. What are you doing for the rest of the day?
I'm calling him a fixer and asking for another guy.
So, he will, Hernando will answer the phone. It's like, what? You were not able to make out a deal with the biggest of Bobs?
No, apparently not.
What happened?
Bob doesn't know how to deal.
Doesn't know how to. No, you must have gone to the wrong spot.
I sent him the address I was at.
No, that's the right spot. Hey,
Maybe I don't know how to deal. I don't
hold on,
know.
hold on 1 second, Rico. And then he's gonna call up, and you will hear on a three-way you got Big Bob's Big World of Used Autos. This is Big Bob. What can I get you for you today? And then Hernando will be like, Bob, I have sent my man to you to purchase a vehicle, and he said that you cannot deal. It's like, you sent a man? I had a young man come by to ask about a bike. Where's some mighty illegal things on the list that he wanted for that. And then Hernando will ask, Rico, is that true?
Possibly.
Big Bob will be like, all right then. If Mr. Hernando is here to inform me that you are not one of the constables of our fair city, I feel like we can do business. If you
I
see a man
figured the
in,
cardboard box would give it away, but yeah.
oh, them pawns are mighty crafty, son. They will not stoop so low as to try and put a legitimate businessman such as myself out of business. That is not good. Why don't you meet me at this location later tonight? We will have a discussion on the things that you are looking to purchase.
All right.
So he sends you a address to a place in Touristville. Um,
At what time and how far away is that?
uh, later tonight, after he closes up shop, he will meet you in a place called the Dusty Trail.
I'm assuming that's a bar.
Yes.
All right.
Do you want to do anything before we fast forward to later that night?
I don't think there's anything important.
Okay. Um, let's say the meeting was at 9 o'clock. What time do you want to get there?
Let's go 8:45.
Sure. So as you get into the area of the Dusty Trail, you will notice a couple of things. For one, actually, go ahead and roll your movie plots. We'll see what this comes up with. All right, that's unfortunate. This is a Western bar. Looking at it from the outside, you will notice that it has a digital tumbleweed, like in that old neon Las Vegas style, that like goes in three sets as a bad animation rolling across the place. It will have the Dusty Trail is lighting up in that same kind of neon. It's all in AR rather than physical neon. Outside, there are many motorcycles of the Harley Davidson variety. There are little like hitching posts almost that are set up to kind of differentiate them. And as you sit there for a couple of minutes, you will see people going inside that are wearing Stetsons, dusters, big old leather boots, and most of them coming off of bikes.
All right. What kind of zone is this? Like security wise?
This is Touristville. This is something in the day's response time for security.
All right. So I'm just wearing my armor jacket, I guess, because I know that.
Yeah.
All right.
You're probably also carrying a gun.
Oh yeah, I'm carrying more than one gun.
Excellent. How many guns and which kinds are you carrying?
All right. So on my hip, in a quick draw holster, there's a Ruger Super Warhawk.
All right, good. If you said anything else, I was going to be really disappointed in you given the situation.
Oh no, no, no. He's a cowboy at heart too. Too many movies.
You got a big iron on your hip.
All right. He has a Colt Agent Special, hidden arm slide,
Mm-hmm.
and straight line in his boot, along with a knife.
Same boot or different boots?
Different boots.
Good, good.
He diversifies. Don't worry.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure it could be a little cramped in that one boot.
And a Colt America on a shoulder holster.
All right, I like it. So, as you have seen in many westerns, are you going in or are you still waiting outside?
I'll wait outside for like 5 minutes, just looking at the people.
Um, about 5 minutes before the meet time, you will notice that there is a large white sedan with big old bull horns on the front of it that comes pulling up to the front of this place. And a little man will get out, and he will open the back doors, and you will see Big Bob get out, and he will trundle his way inside the building.
All right, I follow. I walk inside, actually.
So when you get inside, the standard Western thing will happen where everybody stops, turns, and looks at the door. Uh, it'll take a brief second, and then everybody will go back to their various games and their drinking and that kind of stuff. There is a wide variety of meta-humanity here, but they're all cowboys. They are Stetsons and dusters and mustaches and smoking and lots of brown liquid in little shot glasses. The bartender has a little vest on over his white long sleeve outfit. He has a cyber arm that spins 360 degrees at the wrist, and he is picking up glasses and a rag on his cyber arm going bzz, bzz, as he cleans them. Also,
Oh, one more
cowboy
thing.
hat.
He also has an Ares light fire just right on his back, just snug in there.
Just like in the small of his back.
Yep.
Okay. In one of the back corners, you will see Big Bob. He has a waitress and little Daisy Dukes come over and drop him off 2 little shots of what you can assume, given the rest of the decor, is whiskey.
All right. Is he in a booth or where is he?
No,
At the
Big
bar?
Bob is a man that does not quite fit in a booth.
All right.
At least not if he wants to still look like a gentleman and not look like a fool.
So I'll walk on over,
Sure. He'll
and in my
he'll
in a
motion for you
best
to sit
Southern
down.
accent, I'll say howdy.
He will, well, howdy to yourself, son. Please, have a seat.
I take a seat.
He will push one of the shots of whiskey towards you. Now, I did not realize, and I apologize for this, that you were a friend of my good friend Hernando.
I
Now,
should have said something.
think nothing of it. This leads to a more private venue for more personal discussion. Uh, you see here, this could work out. I remember your list, and I'm pretty sure I can work out something to our beneficial arrangements. I'm going to assume that knowing a Mr. Hernando, and me knowing Mr. Hernando as I do, that you're not afraid to get your hands a little dirty.
You could say that.
Excellent, excellent. And he'll sit back and kind of pull on the lapels of his jacket. You see, there are a few things I hold more sacred than when a man gives his word. And there was a man who has recently given his word about making payments on a vehicle that I procured for him. Now it's been some time since I have heard word from him, nor received any payments, and that just won't do. I'm sure you understand.
I do.
Good, good. So what I'm thinking here, my son, is that we split hairs on this. You see, I will give you the information on where this individual can be found and the details of the bike that he is in possession of. You can procure said bike. I will take care of changing all of the necessary details, and you would only need to pay me what he has left to owe me. I get what's mine, you get what's yours, and some gutter punk trash gets what's coming to him.
All right. Just one question. How much does he owe you?
Well, let me see here, and he's going to pull out one of those little flip books and start
Mm-hmm.
flipping through it. You don't speak any funny languages, do you?
French, Spanish.
Okay.
Nothing too funny.
All right, nothing too funny. Nothing that would be relevant in the situation. This is the part where I look at your prices here on the things that you wish to purchase. Click over to your things like, well, gonna need to replace the license plate and the spoof chips. So that's gonna come out. Let's say, all right, I got. Let's say 9,000 nuyen.
I put out my hand and say, "You got yourself a deal, sir."
He will shake it with a meaty fist and do a shot with you.
And I do a shot.
Excellent. All right. And then he's going to reach into this little ledger that he has and rip off the piece of paper and put it on the table and slide it towards you. It has a name, which I will now come over to my random name generator and generate. And it has a little bit of a physical description on this young man.
Okay. I take it and I ask him, where does he want me to drop off the bike?
Call me when you have it, preferably at night. I will have my man go to the garage and meet you there, and then he can make the necessary changes.
Will do.
Wonderful, wonderful. It is a pleasure doing business with you, my son.
You too. I give him a snappy little two-finger salute and I walk out.
The the sound of digital spurs will grace your footsteps as you go to leave.
Sweet. That's awesome. Rico grins.
So on the piece of paper is the name Tony McMahon. He is a orc of young to moderate age. It's kind of hard with orcs because they only live about 40 years, so when you're,
Of course, it's an orc.
when you're
All right.
17 years old, it's, midlife crisis time. And there is a location, like a little bit of a dossier on him. There's a address that is a little bit deeper into the Barrens. There is a little details on frequent street racing that he has been seen at. Seems Big Bob likes to keep tabs on people who owe him money. Um, is there anything else you would like to know about this guy, this
Do I have an
scumbag?
address?
You have a personal address that was used when he purchased the vehicle.
All
Whether or
right.
not he lives there is a completely different thing.
Could I stop by my place before going there?
Yeah, you can
Like,
do
would that
whatever
be
you
in the
want.
route? No, I
You
know I could do, but would that be like in the route, or would it be closer to just go to
do
his
you
place?
do you live in the Barrens or do you?
I live by the coffee shop,
Okay,
like a
coffee
couple
shop
blocks
is
down.
definitely not in the Barrens though, because
Yeah.
that'd be it's too nice of a crappy coffee shop to be in the Barrens. Um, it would take you a bit of time because you would have to go out of the area that you're in, pick up your stuff, and then come back more or less into the area you're in.
Shit, it's a variant. I'll go and investigate his last known address. One question: any gang affiliation?
Do you have any kind of gangs knowledge?
I did some personal security knowledge. Does that work?
It'll be a little higher, but let's see what you roll.
Is that what do I have?
Uh, you're not really reading anything in here about it being a any kind of gang affiliations. Either Big Bob didn't find that important, but it is not there.
All right. Is there a picture in this dossier?
No, there is a pretty good physical description though, including the fact that he has a pretty distinctive facial tattoo, but not one that's kind of coming up as anything that could be gang related.
All right. Would I know how to jack a bike? Is there keys? How do you turn it on?
Do you have this is totally not the way it actually works. You know what? He can give you um let's call it some kind of like override key that he has for the vehicles that he's, how you get two copies of a key when you get cars?
Yeah.
So he has a copy that says do not duplicate on it that has totally been duplicated.
Smart man.
Big Bob is nothing if not a savvy individual.
All right. So yeah, I'm going to the last known address.
Sure. You're gonna hop the bus. There is all kinds of people on here that are the dregs of society.
Would
The
I blend in, or
You would blend in the way that you look like a couple of the other people who are in a little bit better of shape. Like you have eaten significantly more recently than most of these people. You have eaten better than most of these people. You're not strung out on drugs, and you're not currently vomiting on the chair next to you. So you're doing a little bit better, but those that can are wearing like armor jackets. There is a woman that is walking up and down the bus soliciting prostitution. Um, and then there's probably a drug deal going on in the back of it. Because when you stop, you will notice that a guy leans his head out the window and then pulls it back in right before you guys start going again.
all right? So I just take a seat and enjoy the ride.
It is full of colorful individuals that would, as soon as stab you, as make pleasant conversation with you. Which means everybody keeps their mouths shut. It'll take you probably about 20 minutes to get over into the area of the last known address. You're gonna go by various, at least in the touristful part, crimes or attempted crimes. There will be gunshots that you will hear ringing out into the night because it's just the Baron's lullaby. 20 minutes or so after that goes by, you'll come to the end of the line, which, as you check, will be maybe like a 15-minute walk to where you're trying to get to. And the bus stops in the one stop the depot that kind of turns around like the end of a paperclip to drop people off and start heading back the other direction.
All right, start walking,
Okay.
keeping an eye out for any shady individuals.
Are
I,
you trying to be like sneaky about it, shadow to shadow? Are you trying to project a air of I am not to be fragged with? Are you trying to keep your head down and just like I'm just another Barons person, nothing to see here?
um, I'd try to blend in with the
Okay.
crowd as much as I can.
Do
Like,
you
I don't mess with me, but I belong here, kind of thing.
sure? Do you want to head and roll me your street etiquette? And do you have a low lifestyle or better?
I have a low.
All right, you may have +2 dice for having the right kind of lifestyle for this area. Maybe slightly above, but
So 2 extra dice, you said?
yep. And your street specialization will totally apply. All right, so you are not to be messed with. You will get some knowing nods from some other gangers as you go by, um, but they're not like harassing you or following you, and you will notice that their colors don't match any of the tags that you're seeing in the area. So it's not like you're stepping on anybody's turf right now, but it could become somebody's turf in the near future. Because why else would, say, the Crimson Crush be hanging out here? Not that you know it's the Crimson Crush, but a bunch of orcs, some, I
I knew an
believe,
nice
orange.
troll from the Crimson Crush one time. Nice
Yeah.
fella.
What was his name?
Hatchet.
Mm, I bet I know what he liked to do.
You'd be surprised.
I was gonna
Quite an
say
eloquent
cooking.
fellow.
I imagined him as a real Martha Stewart type. So the building you end up coming up to is kind of reminiscent of that building you were in last night. Old apartments, couple of stories high, run down, but this one is full of life. Well, as much as these people can be called life, there's a group of kids that are squatting on the front stoop. There's a couple of people who are just kind of milling about the area, going about their own crappy Baron's life. And you can see flickering lights from a couple of the windows upstairs. What would you like to do?
I walk in. Is there like an office somewhere where like the owner would be?
Um, there is an office, and there is a man in there. He's a human. Seems to be maybe in his 40s. He looks like he would much rather swallow a bullet than finish the night's shift.
I walk over. I'm like, hey, you work here?
He looks up at you with bloodshot, tired eyes. How familiar would your character be with Long Haul?
Um, he was a merc down in South America, so maybe a little.
Okay. Um, you have probably seen somebody in this kind of state. He's on day like 3.5, maybe 4.5 of a long haul dose.
I'm drumming my fingers, thinking like I'm getting nothing out of this guy.
He's gonna kind of sit back after like his eyes of like, no, I'm here for my free time, and you just kind of start drumming your fingers like, yes, I work here. What do you want?
Um,
Is it
I'm looking.
drugs? Are you looking for a woman? A
I'm looking
man?
for a guy,
Okay, you're looking for a
big,
man.
tall
Great.
orc.
Fourth floor. Fourth floor.
No, not like that.
And he's gonna scratch his head like, all right, then why are you here?
I pull back my gun slightly. Someone
And it.
owes someone money. That's what I tell him.
Oh. And he's gonna lean forward on his thing, put both of his elbows on it, and motion for you to come down to like his level.
All right.
Who owes who money?
Some stupid orc, big
There's a lot of
scar.
them around here.
I tell him the description that I got.
He's gonna lean back, kind of rub at his, the 5 o'clock shadow, 3 days deep, and yeah, I know a little something about a man of that description, and his posture indicates that he is just taking control of this conversation, and he will, you know, he's gonna turn this to his advantage because he's got something you want.
All right. So here's how this is gonna work. I got 100 nuyen. If you get me the right guy, and as soon as I bag him, it's all yours.
He's gonna look you up and down. Um, 200.
I laugh. 125, and I'm not going any higher.
Do you have the negotiation skill?
No.
All right, you can roll some
So
etiquette here in this situation because this is a you're trying to gauge if he's trying to juice you or if he actually will
oh, he's
accept.
totally trying to do me. All right. So street etiquette again.
Yeah, I'll let you get away with that. All right, so with 3 successes, you get the feeling that this guy is used to this kind of dealings. Chances are the people who live here are full of scumbags that probably don't pay their rent anyway. Um, so if you hold firm on the 125, you can probably get it out of him as long as you pay it up front, like before you leave. Because if he doesn't see you, he's just going to be robbed by another guy again.
All right. So I'm like, is this the only way in and out?
There's probably a back door that is in questionable levels of functionality.
But he can probably lie to me and say no.
Um, this is an older building. Older building codes require more than a single exit in case of fires. Um, it might have been. Are you talking about the office, or are you just talking about in general?
I'm talking about in general, so I can tell him I'll go upstairs, pick the guy up, and then go back down and give you the money to make sure you're not the one lying to me.
No, okay. So he'll kind of.
Actually, wait. Rico's not that smart. He'll just pay him up front.
Here's the question I have for you: has Rico seen it in a movie?
Actually, yeah, he probably has. This is coming in handy. Yeah.
It comes in handy as long as you're willing to jump face first into any of the tropes and cliches that you can think of involved in movies.
Oh, why do you think he showed him the gun?
That's a good point. Um, he'll motion for you to come down again in a very, good cop, bad cop kind of way. It's like, all right, you pay me up front, I'll tell you everything I know about him. And, well, he's one of the ones that actually pays his rent. So if you could not kill him, that'd be swell for me. But yeah, frag him. I don't really care.
All right. I slide him a cred stick.
Sure. He'll pocket it and he'll open up one of his desk drawers next to him, pull out a little bottle of whiskey, two dirty shot glasses, and fill them up. It's like, all right, so the fragger is only here to sleep and to sleep with his whatever woman he can afford that night. He spends most of his time, and he'll give you a location that matches up with the location of the races. He does a lot of racing with his let's call them compatriots. No. His idiot friends. Now, I'm going to warn you because I like you and because you were straight with me. There's a lot of go gangs that operate out of that area. A lot of them come down there to settle various disputes with their bikes instead of their guns. So, watch yourself.
All right. Thank you.
And then he'll start drinking straight from the whiskey bottle, leaving the two filled shot glasses on the table.
I take one shot and then ask him what room he stays in.
whichever girl he can get for the night. They're the only ones that are guaranteed rooms here, you see. Or some of the guys, but most people know what I mean when I say the girls.
No, I got you the first time.
Fourth floor, like I said.
Fourth floor. All right. Around what time is it?
It is probably 10, 11 o'clock.
All right. I'm like, so what time does he usually show up?
He'll shrug, do another pull off the whiskey bottle. Depends on how he did.
Like, what's his early?
He probably won't be in for another hour or so.
All right. Oh, I nod and then I start walking up the stairs, and it's
Sure. Which floor are you going to?
fourth floor.
All right. As
But
you
I'm gonna
approach.
stay in the stairway, just like leaning up against the wall,
Okay,
like from the stairs that go from the third to the fourth, like that little waiting area.
gotcha. So, around that area, you will see that there is a guy that is on the third floor level. He is sitting on one of the stairs. Looks physically capable. Probably is here as either a, well, you love the movies, so he is probably here as the bouncer or something for the various illegal purchases that happen inside. Probably also can sell a little bit of drugs, but he's gonna sit there, and as you go by him, he'll give you the slow bro nod of "Don't start none, won't be none." And you're welcome to sit on the stoop to the third/fourth floor.
All right, and then I just wait.
All right. So about 20 minutes into your wait, the guy on the stoop is gonna kind of turn around and look up at you and go, "What you waiting for, man? You come here, you don't do no business?"
What are you selling?
So, oh, I'm selling good times. And he'll do that kind of shady thing where he pulls open his jacket a little bit. Do you have any kind of drugs knowledge?
No.
It's like, I got some Nova, I got some Cram, I got a little Pixie over here. And he's gonna go through a lot of various things. And hell, man, if you want, I can get one of my guys to bring out a Soywiser.
Do you got any jazz?
He'll give you a big toothy grin. Yeah, I can jazz you up, man.
All right, hit me.
Like, yeah, he'll how many you want to buy?
I'll buy two.
Sure. He'll happily sell you two. Try to talk you into something involving a speedball of mixing other chemical accelerants.
I tell him I'm fast enough as it is.
And if you indulge him, he will talk to you about whatever random pop culture thing is going on for the next 40 minutes or so. Just kind of,
Oh, I'll talk with him. Chat it up about movies.
yeah. You can easily steer it into some kind. What crappy movie are you talking to him about that just came out?
Probably since I was just at a bar, some recent western I just saw about a couple guys robbing a bank.
Is it
You know,
Magnificent? Was it Magnificent Seven or Magnificent Eight?
I think it's Magnificent Seven. I was thinking more American Outlaw, but that's super old, like
Uh,
older for our time.
I
But
was
yeah,
gonna make the joke of Magnificent Seven Seven because it's the seventh remake or the seventh sequel.
77th remake.
Yeah. So some kind of crappy western, and he'll talk to you and kind of chum you up. Um, let's say around midnight, um, you will notice your man is coming up the stairs, big stupid grin on his face, with a two of his cronies who are also orcs. Um, big, strong, young guys kind of come up. They stop with your man. They do a little bit of business with him. It looks
Hmm.
like they are buying some cram. You'll notice one of them just kind of takes it right there, um, and a couple of other things before they give you a little bit of the nod and then continue up the stairs to find a person of the evening.
All right. So I'm pretty sure we're talking movies at this point with the guy.
Yeah, he stopped the conversation for a little bit to handle business, as you do.
All right. So once they start walking up, I walk up close to him and like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to. I'm in a job for your customers. I'll try to leave them up alive. No promises.
He's gonna give you an eyebrow of like, which customers we're talking about.
Those three idiots. Well, one of them. The other two are collateral.
He's gonna look at you and kind of look back and is like, I'm assuming at this point you have like the revolver on your hip is just clearly displaying itself.
Oh, it's not even concealed. It's never concealed.
No, because you gotta
It's
make a
just
stand
quick
that you're
draw.
not to be messed with.
Yeah,
That's why it's the biggest one you could find.
I like to think
He's
I'm a pretty big dude myself. Just a match.
yeah. So he's gonna look at you, and he's gonna look at the gun on your hip. Can you roll me an etiquette again to see how good your relationship and your rapport with this guy has been over the past 45 minutes?
Any bonuses?
Your street will apply, and I'll give you a 2 for buying drugs off of him. So he's gonna look you up and down a little bit. He's like, you got something quieter than that, and he's gonna like head nod at your revolver.
Not tonight.
It's gonna mess his face up a little bit. It's like, I'm gonna let you know that I have standing orders from my boss, and he's gonna thumb back into the room.
Mm-hmm.
That if anything unsavory breaks out, I'm supposed to put a stop to it. Now I like you. You got good taste in movies, and you bought from me. That's good. What's bad is if I have to come up them stairs, and well, it's just not gonna be good.
Would you like to help me? Little in it for you. Little in it for me. Boss is happy. We stop some unruly behavior. You're doing your job.
He's gonna give you an eyebrow again. Like, what is up with this cracker? And who how much does he owe?
I think around in my head, like how much it was going to cost me, because I obviously did the math. You know,
Uh-huh.
I didn't finish high school, but you learn that stuff in middle school. Couple grand. There's no X's. There's no Y's. So I'm like, and I'll overshoot a little. I'm like 20K.
And they sent you? They sent just you?
I'm that good.
Alright, if you're that good, might behoove me to make an introduction to my boss. You looking for some other work on the side maybe down the line?
Maybe down the line. Always looking for work.
Alright. You sit right here, man. He's gonna get up and he's gonna knock in a very rhythmic fashion. Very much a I hope that came across.
No, I got it.
Good. Um a little hole in the door will open and then shut very quickly, and he'll step inside. And you are left out here on the stairs for a couple of minutes. Do you do anything, or are you actually waiting for him to come out?
I'm waiting for him to come out. I want
Okay.
to see what's gonna. I've
Sure.
seen movies. I'm even the boss. This is great.
Nothing can go wrong. So a couple of minutes will go by, and the door will like the little slot on the door will open up again, and you will see what looks like your friend's face opening the door, kind of looking left and right, and then shutting. And then he will open the door and gives you the head nod of come on in.
All right. With the door open, I have the ultrasound sensor adaptability.
Mm-hmm.
Can I count how many people are in the room?
Roll me a perception test.
Any bonuses or just regular
No, this is
perception?
just your perception. So with 3 successes, you will get the very interesting feeling that there is um, 4 people in the room. You will only see 3 of them.
Do I feel a size? Trolls, orcs, humans, elves.
Well, you can blatantly see like it opens into like a living room,
Mm-hmm.
and in the living room you will see that there are um, three humans. You will notice they're all Japanese, and they're all wearing very nice suits.
I
Well,
walk
not
in.
not super nice suits. They're wearing like auctioneer business clothes, which I believe are like $900. But given where you are, they're very nice suits. Um, the guy at the back will kind of stand and walk over to a door and grab the handle and
So
open it for you.
Chinese, you said, right?
Japanese.
Fuck, they're gonna hate me.
In
Anyway,
the
I walk in.
in the movies, these would all obviously be yakuza.
Of course, that's my first thought. I'm looking for samurai swords.
You don't see any samurai swords, but if you want to roll a perception test, we'll see if we can give you an idea on what kind of things you're seeing.
All right. This is visual, I
Hmm.
assume.
You can roll it as a general.
I just walk in. The
No,
curtains
so
are nice.
good news. You do see samurai swords. There's one of those three-piece stands.
Yeah.
There is one of those that is on a bureau next to the guy with the handles pointing towards him so that he can draw it as he opens the door for to allow you into a darkened room.
All right.
Uh, inside, there will be a little dark until you come in and the door closes and the lights come on. There is a chair that is facing its back to you, and you will get the scent of a cigarette coming from off from your left, where there is a beautiful young Japanese woman in a very nice kimono. Sit.
That's it.
Our man at the door says that you are very skilled in looking for work.
Not looking, but it came around.
Hmm. She's
I'm
going.
actually on a job right now.
Yes, he tells me that you wish to have some altercation with our clientele upstairs.
I just need something from them.
Hmm. And she's going to take a puff off one of those long cigarette stick things
Mm-hmm.
and kind of blow smoke up into the air. You, very skilled?
I'd like to think so.
She will, kind of look you up and down a little bit. Consider this a test, then. Upstairs, there are many of my employees, several of my clients, and 3 men that you seek. Damage nothing else. Maybe I give you a call.
Works for me.
She will do a long pull off of the stick cigarette thing. Go.
I nod my head. I get up and I walk out.
You feel 4 eyes staring you as you walk out. They're all wearing black sunglasses, by the way, because that's how you do when you're wearing suits.
I'm like, shit, I forgot my shades.
Yeah, they wear their sunglasses at night, which I guess in the sixth world isn't that big of a deal with all of the crazy thermographic and low light and all kinds of other crap you could put in sunglasses. So they're way more functional than fashionable, but also very fashionable.
All right. It was an orc, right?
The guy you were after, or the guy at the front?
No, the dealer I was talking to.
Sure, he can be an orc. I don't remember if I said that he was something in particular.
I just figured he was a big, scary dude.
Yeah. Well, it also helps to have an orc sell drugs in a very downtrodden neighborhood when you're running a prostitution ring in the upstairs.
All right. So did he follow me out?
He is back at his post when you after showing you in.
Okay.
He went back out to do his job because that's how he does not get killed by yakuza.
So I'm like, do you know what room they're in, or is that part of my test?
He's gonna look at you. It's like I don't. The madam upstairs might. You're gonna look for, and he's gonna give you a description of a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not real hard. Well, kind of hard to spot her because she's short, but not hard to spot her because she's the only dwarf. It don't bring attention to that. And yeah, no, she'll be upstairs.
All right. Anything to let her know that I'm, you know.
They will have already called her and let her
Okay.
know that
Cool.
that you're coming up there. Just this could work out great for the both of us if you don't mess this up.
All right. Let's hope I don't mess this up.
Sure.
And I will start walking up the stairs.
All right. You will notice as you get closer to the upstairs, the sounds begin to drift into your ears of, well, a whorehouse. Um, there's apparently a little bit of some kind of soundproofing between the third floor and the fourth floor, or maybe just in the walls, just a little dampening. Um, you have found yourself in a hallway that has a lot of doors with a lot of pretty nice locks on them, and various sounds of things coming out of them. Down the end, there is a an open doorway that a let's say an elf who is dressed in very very little is leaning up against provocatively.
Rico ignores her because he never pays for his.
Of
You
course, Rico
know.
is a
You think
stud.
he's a good-looking elf? Yeah.
Yeah. You want to give me
No,
a
he's got
perception
game.
test as you walk by her?
All right.
All right. As you go to walk by her, you will notice that her eyes do no more than blink. They don't drift. They don't refocus on you as you go by. She doesn't really move. She just kind of stands there, as if she were some kind of mannequin.
I think back. I'm like, I think I saw a movie like this. Androids, maybe.
Maybe,
Probably androids.
probably. Either that or her mind has been stolen by aliens.
Androids has to be.
Got it.
Aliens, though. That could. I don't know. I keep looking for the dwarf.
All right. So you will find that this is more of an office when you go inside. There
Hmm.
is a woman who is very short behind a desk and wearing some very very skin tight black leather. Looking around the room, there are various sexual related objects, and she looks up at you.
Um, Looking for an ugly orc. You happen to see one? Tattoo on his face. I don't care about his buddies.
She'll give you a squinty eye as she picks up a riding crop off of her desk and says, "Yes, one moment." And you will hear her whip flesh with it, and then she will be come out from around the desk. She is sat upon a man in some bondage gear, and he is kind of driving her around the room as she picks up keys out of another cabinet. He gets another whip, and she brings the key over to you. It has a big old heart on it with a number.
I take it, I nod, and I walk out of the room.
It'll be that kind of situation where you go to take it, but she's still holding on to it to like get your attention. Do not damage the merchandise. And then
I
she'll let it go with,
promise I won't hurt anyone. That doesn't need to be hurt.
and then it'll be another crack of the riding crop on her stool, which will then drive her back around to her desk. And this got way more weird than I thought it was going to get.
I'm having some Saints Row vibes going on in here.
Maybe a little. Maybe a little. Even though I've never played that game.
Saints Row 3, yeah, there was a mission where you saved a dude, and he was, yeah, in bondage gear. It got interesting.
Sounds very Saint Row.
All right, so what number? I go to the
Uh,
room, whatever number
it
it
doesn't
is.
matter. So you're outside the door to the room that you can presume your three targets are in, or your target and his two associates.
Ultrasound sensor does not go through doors.
Does not.
I guess there's only one way to do this.
I mean, you could still like listen at the door or something like that. You
He
can do.
peeps through the keyhole. Movies. That's what they do, right?
That is what they do. Um, there are some pink lights, kind of just like like spotlights, kind of moving around the room, and there is
Mm-hmm.
some really bad troll pop going on. It's it's bad, like troll techno kind of stuff.
All right.
It's cultural to them, or so they say.
So that's I don't see anything besides pink.
Not in the not in like the little living room of the room that you're looking into.
All
There's
right.
like some furniture, but nothing. But you don't see any people.
Okay, so I'll go pick the lock.
Well, you have the key. You don't
I
need to
got
pick.
the key. What am I doing? I
I
open the
mean, you could
door.
still pick the lock because that's what they do in the movies.
I reach for my lock pick, and then I realize I have the key in my hand. I'm like,
Okay,
I'm an idiot, and I open it.
sure. The door will open into a troll techno pink flashing room that has various articles of clothing that are kind of thrown about it. There is a little ice bucket with some champagne in it that
Mm-hmm.
is, well, it's still sealed, so it might be decorative or fake, but who knows? Um, there's a stereo. There's a couple of other, you know, various things that we won't get into the details of going around, and then there's some side rooms that are have some interesting noises coming from them.
How many side rooms?
There are three.
Um,
I should say there are four. Three of them have sounds coming from. One could assume that the fourth one is some kind of bathroom or washing station.
Rico tries to remember any movie plots that can be helpful
Uh,
at this point.
you can go ahead and roll, and we'll see how good your memory is.
All right. That is
All you know is that no matter which door you pick, it's not going to be the one that he's in. Because that tends to be how the movies go. It's always, you know, you kick open the door, it's actually one of his goons, and then uh, it gives the bad guy time to get away for the hero to chase down later.
all right. So I walk back to the main door. You said there was like a couch or something?
Yeah, there's some basic furniture.
All right. I move it against the door.
Sure, close it, barricade it from the inside. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Exactly.
All right, I like it.
And then I go to the first door.
Sure.
Does my key work?
The inside doors are not locked.
Okay. So I pull out my gun,
Okay.
the revolver.
Yep.
Good, it's big and scary.
Of course.
I open the door.
Sure. You want to roll me edge real quick? All right. So you open the door. You are assaulted with uh, the smells of some kind of. You know what? You probably have no idea, but you can assume it's some kind of gross incense for setting the mood. Maybe it's a troll thing. Um, would you like heart or bubbles?
Both.
All right, we'll pick one so we can go with one trope or the other for what you
All right.
find in this room.
Let's go bubbles.
All right, you have found the champagne room, and inside there is a tub with an orc and a human woman. The bubbles
Is a,
have kind of overflowed the tub, and you know, bubble bath everywhere. There also is a bubble machine that is blowing them up into the general air of the place.
does
Um,
he look like the orc?
he does not.
All right. So I'm like, whoa, whoa, sorry, sorry, security. We heard someone was here. My bad.
Do you want to roll me some con?
Yeah.
All right, your fast talk totally applies. That was it. The three hits.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how this goes. You get a yeah, whatever, man. He flips you the finger and goes back to whatever it is that he was in the middle of doing.
All right. I walk out, close the door.
Sure.
And is there any stuff left over to barricade that door?
Oh, so that door opens inwards. So
Oh,
like you could barricade it, and that would just keep somebody from opening it up and going at a straight run. Like if they don't notice it, they would just kind of smack into it and like trip. Like they would have to vault over it, but you do have the time in the cover of sounds and distraction to put something else like a love seat in front of it.
all right. Next door.
All right, you want to roll that edge again? All right. So you open this door. Inside is a large heart-shaped bed with a heart-shaped mirror on the ceiling that is spinning. Disco ball. Another orc, this time with a lady orc, and they are occupied, and the bed is spinning around to face you. Do you want to go ahead and roll a surprise test?
Sure. How do I roll that?
It's reaction plus intuition,
So that's
and you're looking for 3 hits.
yeah, that's 11.
Yeah, you're pretty good at that. All right. In the situation, you are able to quickly close the door before the bed gets spun around to face you completely, and he really notices that anything happened.
All right. And it's not the guy.
It's not the guy.
I barricade this door with whatever's left.
Sure, you like flip over a table or something in front of it.
All right.
As you are moving furniture around, you will notice that the champagne thing is not real champagne. It is a decoration. It's like a fake fruit.
All right. Is there like a napkin there?
Yeah, sure. There can be a doily underneath of it.
All right. I pull out the napkin.
Okay.
I rip it up a little bit,
Huh.
and I put it in my mouth, make a spitball,
All right.
load up the straw, open the door, and shoot at the first orc I see.
Okay. Um. Go ahead and roll. I guess agility -1.
All right.
All right. Let me go ahead and roll some kind of surprise test.
Wait. Can I edge this? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can edge it.
All right. So re-roll 7 dice.
Yeah. If you really want to hit this guy with a spitball,
I do want to really hit him with a spitball.
sure. Um. So you will find that he is in here. Your target, that is. He is
Mm-hmm.
also involved in some kind of intercourse, and gets really confused when this sopping wet piece of like fabric or because it's kind of like a doily is kind of in between like fabric and paper. It's weird,
Mm-hmm.
but he gets hit kind of in the face with it, and he's just kind of like, what the? Like almost as she had spat on him, or there's a leak in the ceiling kind of thing.
All right. I pull in with my gun arm leading in. I'm like, hey, dipshit, where's the bike? I'm here to collect.
Do you want to go ahead and roll like some kind of intimidate or something?
Can I default on that?
Yeah, you can totally default it intimidate. You can totally have let's go with 4 extra dice because you have a giant gun pointed at him.
All right. And that's intuition, I'd assume.
Charisma.
Charisma. So that's,
Charisma's -1 plus 4.
so that's 3 plus 4 is 7. This is gonna be great.
That's pretty great.
That actually is.
So, you say stuff at him, and he doesn't really like hear or comprehend it. He just kind of like, oh, because you have a gun pointed at him. Takes the girl with him as he rolls sideways off the bed onto the ground, like onto the ground next to it, and as you kind of come around, still pointing the gun at him, he's just like, "Oh God, everything has gone wrong in his poor thug life." The girl is, um, well, she still sounds like she is stuck in some kind of weird porno loop.
Good for her, because she
Yeah,
wouldn't want to see this.
she
Unlike your
also
bike.
looks like one of your movie stars.
It's totally makeup.
Makeup or cyberware to change what she looks like.
Because Rico definitely seen those How They Make Him Pretty documentaries.
Obviously, because you need to know how to be pretty.
Um, so he's like, "Where's the bike?"
He's gonna come. I don't know what you mean, man. Like, just take whatever you want. All my stuff's out there. Like, and his hands are up, and he's
I pull back because this is an awesome revolver. I spin it. I'm like, "One of these is not loaded." I'll ask you again. Where's the bike?
is one of them actually not loaded?
Yeah, like when I sent the thing the other day. 6 bullets, 7 chambers, or 7. Yeah,
You have a 7-shot 6-shooter.
yeah. 6 shooters. Come on, westerns.
Um. So yeah, no, he will blubber out the that it's down in the parking area. That it's just don't kill him. He starts kind of like blubbering at you. Meanwhile, the woman is like a "me so horny, love you long time" kind of just vocalization loop.
All right. Do we have a 7-sided dice I can roll to see if I shoot him in the leg and it actually shoots a bullet?
You can roll a d7.
All right.
I rolled a d3 the other day, I think. Or no, I asked
Uh,
what's his face to roll a d3.
so how do I do that? I see a D8, a
You
D6.
do slash roll 1d7.
Oh, sweet. Slash. So it would be the 7th chamber. Has nothing in it.
Sure.
And here I'll dump the list of what it's loaded with. It still had silver bullets in it, actually.
Just in case. You know, the vampire might be after you.
Exactly. So this is either going to go great or right here's chat
I mean,
text.
if you had a point of edge,
I spent that.
I know. I was just, busting your balls about being a low edge.
I need to buy that up. Roll.
Ah, it's just so good. You do actually, I believe, have wireless control over what the gun is spun to.
Yeah. Oh, do I?
If you have the wireless on for the smart gun, you can totally have control. Like you could totally spin it again.
All right. So it's. Oh, then that's no fun.
Sure.
Let's see. I'm the Lone Ranger, apparently.
Was that a silver bullet?
Yep.
Man, those things are expensive too. So the gunshot cracks out through the night. He screams in pain. At the same time, she makes loud orgasm sound. Um, what do you do? You have shot him in the leg.
I'm walking out to check if the bike's there.
Sure. As you like, are
I
you
close
like
the
looking
door
out
as
the
soon as
window,
I
or are
walk
you
out.
trying to leave the whole
Wait,
place?
this is third story, right?
Fourth.
Fourth.
I believe in you, man.
I don't. Let's see. That's
You
strength, right? Because
for
I don't
what?
have for jumping out a window. Because I can do
It
20
would
feet, I
be
believe.
gymnastics, and then your hang time, your free fall has some kind of weird things in there.
No, it gives me a free extra 3 meters to the basic extra 3 meters I
Okay,
get.
so being on the fourth floor, I believe that's
Oh, 30, 40 feet up.
yeah. So that's what like. Well, let me use the power of the internet. 40 feet in meters. 12,
That's
12 meters. I believe the first 3 you get for free. That takes it down to 9. Free fall gets you another 3 for free, so that takes it down to 6.
Yep. I will jump out of the window.
Sure. You may go ahead and soak some damages. I believe it's 6, -6.
So what do I roll?
Body plus armor.
So that's 17. Wait, would gel packs do anything for this?
Gel packs add to your armor.
Okay, so yeah, that's 17. 5 plus
You have a body of 5. You have
14 armor, because 12 for the jacket, 2 for the gel packs. So that's
Yep.
19, actually.
Yep, 19, and then I believe it's either -4 or -6. Might be -4. I don't know. Let's roll it and see how well it turns out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'll take either 1 or 2 points of stun.
All right.
So, maybe didn't make the best landing, but hey, not a big deal.
I'm alive.
Yeah. You will notice that there's a bit of commotion throughout the rest of the general area because a gunshot has rung out, and you will see people. Most of them have guns of some kind in their hands. Are kind
Can
of
I do a
looking
stealth
around.
check? Can I just stealth in
Yes,
as
you
soon as I
may.
land?
You may attempt, if you wish, you may land inside of like a dumpster or something. There are no hay barrels or wagons full of hay, but a dumpster will work.
I did that once. It was kind of dangerous.
Okay.
So I'll pass. Just try to sneak.
Sure. Man, if only you had more edge.
If only.
So you will notice a couple of people are going to kind of notice whatever it is you landed on, and they're going to, in that kind of like adrenaline-filled moment of leaping out a fourth-floor building,
Mm-hmm.
you will have that little bit of bullet time because you're also an adept with some adept bullshit for bullet time. They're kind of slow-mo. They have some guns. They have the some of them are signaling to other people down a certain direction. Some of them are beginning to turn towards you.
I'm
Can't
booking it to the garage or
Sure.
wherever he said the bike was.
Yep. You've got a million agility. Okay. Um, so you take off, and you will hear some shouting. Kind of hard to really make out what they're saying because there's a couple of different languages. A little bit of Japanese in there. There's a little bit of there's a little bit of just English.
And
What?
me, when I'm running, I'm like, I should have brought my 75. I should have brought my 75. I'm an idiot.
God damn it! You will be able to get away because these people aren't really like. It was only one shot, right? Like
Yeah.
nothing's going down. Everything's cool. The totally not Yakuzas will handle this.
And I just jumped out a window.
Yeah. Well, usually that when people jump out the window is to evade many bullets, but there was only one bullet this time, so it's kind of weird for them. They don't quite understand it.
I wave as I run away, actually.
Give them the yo. But yeah, no, you will be able to get away. There will be the bike, and you will be able to hop on it and drive off if you wish,
All right. And then I call up Mr.
Mr. Big Bob.
Big Bog. I tell him I might be chased. I don't know. I'm probably not. But I just picked up the bike. Or I just picked up the goods. I say goods, not bike.
Goods, because that's way more professional to say goods.
Exactly.
Like, son, that is fantastic news. I knew Hernando would not let me down. I'll have my man have the garage open for you, and it's been a pleasure doing business with you. Just leave the cred stick with him.
All right.
So you will drive off into the night. Do you have any ranks in pilot groundcraft?
Yeah, I do.
All right, you want to roll that real quick?
And you'll notice I get its bike specialization spec on it.
Nice.
So what do I have exactly on that? 9. –
Feels good. Wind in your hair, high speeds down the streets. This was a good night.
This was a good night.
You will get back to Big Bob's. The garage will have a little light on the outside of it, letting you know that somebody is there to pull it in. There will be a guy, young guy, maybe mid 20s. Uh, got a big beefy cyber arm that he's seems to be putting tools away into. He just kind of motion you to come in. It's like you can just sit in my little office over there. I'll have this guy changed over maybe an hour. If you want a new paint job, it's going to take a little longer. You can leave it with me. We'll talk about specs on what you want it to look like, and you just got to give me the, just got to hand over. I assume you hand over the cred stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll take it. He'll check it. Be like, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. And
Same.
he will change ownership of the Suzuki Mirage over to you, and you will be out your 9,000 nuyen, I believe it was.
Yeah.
All right, and it'll get all of the appropriate mods on there. You may go ahead and add Big Bob as a 3-1 contact for now.
Cool.
And sometime in the next day or two, you will get a phone call from a Mrs. Tanaka to that she was pleased with the minimal damage you did, and may call you for services in the future. So you can just write her
I tell
down
her
as
she can keep the bullet. It was a nice one.
it was. You can melt it down and fashion it into jewelry.
Exactly.
You can write her down as like a 1-1 contact just to so you can remember that she's there.
All right. So how do you spell that?
Tanaka is Tanaka, I believe.
All right. Naka 1-1. Do I say Yakuza? Because that's what I assume.
I mean, you assume Yakuza.
Yakuza, lady, boss. All right.
Yeah, no, that's more or less all I got in mind for the night.
Nice.
You are more than welcome to pick the new paint scheme for your new bike. And
What color was it before?
it was obnoxious orange.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I tell him to paint it red just to make it go faster.
he kind of rolls his eyes a little bit at that because that doesn't actually make it go faster. He kind of mumbles that under his breath a little bit.
Okay, what color would you like? If it was your choice.
Yeah, it's like, customer's always right, so red it is.
No bullshit. Come on, straight. Talk to me straight.
He will pull up an AR
Mm-hmm.
arrow. Let me roll some dice here real quick. So about 5 hits on an artisan check to make this thing look spectacular. Like not any kind of real like theme to it, just a nice metallic color with some very nice pinstripes kind of pulled through it. It would be a green with like a purple pinstriping, we'll say. Um, Nothing crazy in the way of accents, just kind of classic.
I tell him. Looks good to me.
He'll give you a little smile. All right. Now, it's going to take me a little bit of time, so head on out. I like to work in peace and quiet.
All right, call me when it's ready.
And he will call you when it's ready. It'll take like a day or so just to, sandblast all the parts, get it down to primer gray, repaint it all nice, and make sure that it is to his specifications.
Cool.
Is there anything else you want to do while you got me here?
Let's see. So I've been playing around with redoing Rico,
Uh huh.
and I was thinking of dropping firefight because apparently I thought the close quarter pistol thing gave me more than a than a one reduction to the
To the
shooting
penalty.
in melee. Yeah, so I'm like two. I can deal with three. I'm a pistol adept. So I
Um,
think of taking jujitsu. Not jujitsu. Yeah, was it jujitsu? Yeah, it was jujitsu.
there are
Instead,
a couple of martial arts that I really like. It's more so that they have a bunch of the techniques that I like. Jiu-jitsu is one that it is because I like the disarm technique. I like throw person, and I believe it also has clinch.
no, it does. So I was thinking of learning clinch as my basic one, and then learning throw person later, so I can like
What's your
grab
what's your gymnastics pool?
12 somewhere
It's
close.
it's not terrible. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I have a skill at one gymnastics currently.
yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, it's
It's
12
you
with
know
parkour. Yeah, so
parkour.
I was thinking just learning throw person.
Yeah, we could. Funny you should say that because Splatter knows a guy that could totally teach you how to throw people around.
Sweet.
And when I talked to him yesterday, he mentioned a thing that might lead to some interesting conversations between Rico and Splatter.
Dwarf tossing, I'm
No,
assuming.
he asked me to roll for some silver bullets, and I was
Uh
like, "You should." It's like I will give them to you if you have the in character conversation with Rico about why you want silver bullets.
huh.
So, all right then,
That's
man.
awesome.
If there is nothing
All right.
else, I will let you
No,
get on
yeah.
with your evening. Thank you for coming out and
Thank you.
creating more content stuff.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Excellent. All right, man. I'll talk to you.
Later.
See And thank you guys who are watching and supporting in your own various ways. I've had a couple of people who have expressed an interest in where this series is going. Um, I will try and get more in between session solo stuff from the rest of the. I hesitate to call it a cast, but I guess that's the fitting word. So thanks you guys for